here to learn how to play the First Noel. Let's get started. We will first learn how to play the melody by both listening and looking at the patterns. So first of all, we will be playing in the key of C major. So that means that both the left hand and the right hand will be staying only on the white keys. And we're going to be playing the melody up an octave right here. We will actually only play notes from this C to this C in the melody. And the melody starts in what we call the C position, C, D, E, F, G. And the melody will start on the note E. You can have your third finger or middle finger on that note. And now close your eyes as I play this first part of the melody. Now, as you listen to that, did the notes go up or down? So listen to each note, if each note goes up or down from the note before. And so if the notes go down, we're going to be going this way and up this way. And most of the notes are going by step in the song, so it makes it a lot easier to learn to play this by ear. We're going to start on the E, and it goes down, down, up, 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 up. Okay. And at this point, we're going to move to the F position. Okay. And now, again, we're going to start with the third finger. Now it's on A. And listen, do the notes go up or down again? So starting with A, that's up, up, down, down, down. And then guess what happens? We start the same way again, but it's going to end differently. So starting with the A again, up, up, down, 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 up, 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 and then skip to G, down to F, and this is the tricky part. You're going to take your second finger and go over. So that last part again, start with A, go up, up, down, 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 up, 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 skip to G, down to F, and over to E. Now let's put that whole section together. Wonderful. And next, guess what happens? That same exact section just repeats exactly the same way. So the verse has 2 lines, and then the next 2 lines are exact repeat of the first 2 lines. See, that's exactly the same. And now for the chorus. And even the chorus is going to be so similar to the verse, so we just have to pick out the parts that are different. So again, back to C position. Now remember, in the verse we went C position, F position, C position, F position. Now back to C position again for the chorus. And again, starting with the E, and actually the first part is again a repeat. So that's the same. And then again, we move to the F position, but this part is different. So now we're going to start from the C. And listen, does this go up or down here? So that's starting with C, down, down, repeat down. Okay. And then start with C again. Down, 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 up, up, up. Skip to G, down to F, down to E, over to E. So that last part was actually very similar to what we saw in the verse. Okay, great. And now just put all of that together for the melody, and you will have the right hand all the way through. And so now let's move on to the left hand. Now the left hand's a little bit harder to figure out by ear if you're not familiar with chords especially. So I will go through the left hand in 3 different levels depending on if you're a complete beginner or you've played piano for a little while and are starting chords, or if you really have played by chords already and are just looking for a different way to play this, or just how to play the First Noel with the chords. Down below in the description, I'm going to link the chords as well so you can follow along to this as you're playing. You can look at the chords and you don't even have to memorize them. If you're just a beginner at the piano and you just learned the melody and you want to fill it in with a little bit of left hand, but you're not very competent at the left hand yet, this is what you should do. Just going to take that bottom note of each chord. C, 2, 3, G, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, E, 2, 3, F, G, 2, C, 2, 3, C, 2, 3, E, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, C, 2, G, F, 2, 3, E, 2, 3, F, G, G, C, 2, 3. If you want to know what that sounds like with the right hand, let me play it here. That's about the simplest way that you can play this hands together. So we'll call that level 1 right there. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced and you can take these chords, now again, remember that we're in the key of C major, so it's all on white keys. And even if you're new to chords, basically you're going to take every other note since everything's on white keys here. So C chord, that's C, E, G, every other note. G chord, right there. Okay, and we're just going to play it as a block chord for the level 2 here. So there's your C chord, C, E, G, G chord, G, B, D, F chord, F, A, C, and then C chord, C, E, G, back to F chord. See how these repeat over and over? Then the E minor chord, that's E, G, B, but still everything's on the white keys. F, G, and then C, okay? And actually for that F, G, let's do this. We're going to take only the bottom notes for those chords just because it changes twice in that measure. So we're just going to go F, G, down an octave G, and to the C right there. That'll make it a little bit easier. And then the chorus, so again, you have your C chord, there's your E minor chord, F, 2, 3, C, 2, G, F, 2, 3, E, 2, 3, and then again F, G, down an octave G, and end on the C. So here's what that sounds like together with the right hand. For the level 3. So now if you're already pretty proficient with the chords and you want a little bit of a challenge here, you can arpeggiate these chords. So what I'm going to do here is that C chord, and then I'm going to add another C to this. So you see C, E, G, and then C. And I'm just going to go like this, 1 and 2 and 3 and add the pedal as well. So I'm going up and then down. 1 and 2 and 3, and then change the pedal with each chord. And I'm doing the same exact pattern here. F chord, E minor, and here we're going to go just like before. C2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2, 3 and A minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. So in the chorus we have that C to the G chord, C chord to G chord that actually switches twice in the measure. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going 1 and 2 and then for the G I'm going 3 and you can do G F because that's part of that dominant chord and it sounds pretty good, so G F, or you can do something like G D, so 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. And that part could be a little bit challenging to do, so you might want to just do it in block chords, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. That's also another choice. When you're playing by chords, you have so much freedom to basically do what you want. You could play this more of a freestyle if you want. You could follow the patterns and do a pattern for each chord, or you could even switch it up and do the first 2 lines very simple, then go a little bit harder and go a little bit harder. Let me actually play this level 3 version for you as well, and I'm actually going to add a little introduction to it as well. And so here's what I'm going to do for the introduction. So you see the C chord, right? I'm going to start with an E here for my right hand and just arpeggiate it. So C, E, G, but I'm going to start with the E and go E, G, C, E, G, C, E, okay? And then the left hand at the same time is going to play the C, E, G, C, E, G, C. So here's what that sounds like. I'm just going to wait and then start. Now remember, if you want to really learn the First Noel, you really need to also practice it. Practice the right hand until you feel really good with it, until you can really hear those tones well. Practice the left hand by itself as well. Just look at those chords. Make sure that each chord sounds correct. Remember that you're only playing on the white keys here, playing every other note, right? You could practice all the 3 different patterns if you would like. Put it hands together and then practice it hands together as well. This might take you a couple weeks to learn. It might take a little bit longer depending on your level, and that is okay. This is not going to be something that you're going to learn overnight, most likely. Take your time. Know that it's okay for it not to sound perfect right away. It's going to sound a little bit rough, and when you practice and practice and practice, your practice will make better. I really hope that this helps you to learn the First Noel, and may you have a very Merry Christmas.